BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
Hello, I'm Holly Hamilton. This is Consumer Fight Back. Now, if you bought a car, a van or a motorbike and took out a finance arrangement before January 2021, listen up, this could be very important to you. The Financial Conduct Authority has been investigating how some car dealers earned commission on their finance deals. So a recent court ruling found that dealers couldn't lawfully receive commission from a finance firm unless it had the customer's fully informed consent. Informed being the important word there. Now, that ruling could still be appealed, but the FCA's investigation is continuing, and millions of people who bought vehicles before 2021 could actually be entitled to compensation. Now, I have a lot of questions about this, and joining me now to answer them, hopefully, is Scott Dixon, a consumer and motoring expert. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Holly.
Now, I'm very intrigued. There will be a lot of people who are listening to this and thinking, oh, I bought a car in 2018 and I used hire purchase or PCP. Does this affect me? And I'm hoping you can answer that question. Who is affected by this?
Well, anyone who took out a PCP or hire purchase agreement that involved a discretionary commission arrangement on a car for personal use before the 28th of January 21 is affected.
And how do you know if that's you?
Well, you need to ask your lender. And what you need to do is contact your lender and find out if your finance agreement included a discretionary commission arrangement. But this latest court ruling opens it up to any commissions. So, for example, I took a car out on finance with Santander a few years ago, and I was told that there was no discretionary commission arrangement in place, case closed. But this latest court ruling suggests that any commission payments may be eligible. So I need to go back to Santander and ask that question: were any commission payments included within the finance agreement?
So this is really interesting. You're talking about a major lender here, a major bank. This is going to affect pretty much anyone who's taken out a loan to buy a car.
Yeah, and it's interesting because if your agreement is still in place and it ended within the last 6 years, and much older agreements dating back to April 2007 may be eligible, but any agreements that were taken out after the 28th of January 21 are not eligible.
For people who maybe their arrangement ended a couple of years ago, they might not be able to put their hands on the paperwork immediately and be able to contact the lender. They might not know where to go. Is there any way they can find that out?
Yeah, well, this affected me because my agreement dated back quite a few years ago. And what you need to do, if you can't get your hands on the paperwork, ideally you're looking for the finance agreement reference number, but that's not always the case when you're talking about historic claims. So if you can remember the car registration details, obviously your name and date of birth, your email address, and also look for your credit reference agency records. Experian is the most popular one. And you can get your details from that you can point to your lender for them to retrieve the paperwork and details.
Okay, so there are options then. It's not just, oh no, I've shredded it, the paperwork's gone. There are ways that you can still claw this back.
Yeah, there is. And under GDPR rules, the paperwork generally has to be discarded and shredded after 6 years. But there are ways and means of retrieving the details to resurrect a claim.
And how much money are we talking about here?
Well, the FCA initially said 16 billion. That was the ballpark figure. But because of this new court ruling, it could be. Well, nobody knows. That's the crux of it. It could be any amount. And because the current focus is on discretionary commission arrangements, and the court ruling has opened it up to say it could include all commissions, it's going to be a big scandal that's going to put a lot of car finance companies in trouble.
Yeah. Is it a straightforward process, this? Where does somebody begin in terms of getting their money back? Could this take quite some time?
It will take some time. And the first point that you need to do is you need to contact your lender to see if your financing agreement included a discretionary commission arrangement or any commissions now. And they should normally respond within 8 weeks. But this has been extended now, and they have up until after December 25 to respond to complaints. So if they confirm that a commission was captured within the finance agreement, you need to respond by saying you wish to lodge a complaint.
Okay.
And once your complaint is lodged, you need to wait until the Financial Conduct Authority completes its investigation and review. And what they've said now at this moment in time, it's going to be May 2025 when they've published their findings. So nothing will happen before then. And if your claim has been rejected, so if you've received a final response, it's often referred to as a deadlock letter. If you've received a response from your lender saying case closed, nothing to see here, if that would happen between July 23 and April 25, you have up until July 26 to refer your case to the Financial Ombudsman Service for review. And if you've received a final response between April 25 and January 26, you have up to 15 months from the date of the final response to take your case to the Financial Ombudsman Service. You don't need to use a claims management company.
Is there a downside to any of this? Because people might be rubbing their hands together and thinking, oh, brilliant, I'm going to get a bit of a payout here that I didn't even expect, I didn't know was coming. This is going to have to balance out, and there has been a warning, that because of these hefty fines, that this could put an extra burden on these businesses now.
Yeah, and it's likely that these businesses will pass on their costs in due course to consumers for future finance agreements. The money's got to come from somewhere.
Well, look, for those people who are listening to this and they think that they may have been affected, there's a lot of information here, and of course people can listen back, but is there anywhere online, anywhere that you can direct people to go to get more information?
Yeah, if you look on the Financial Ombudsman Service website, it's clearly laid out there what you need to do. And also, they emphasise do not use claims management companies, because these claims management companies can take up to 40% of your money, and they're not doing anything more than what you can easily do yourself. It is a fairly straightforward process. Just inquire with your finance company to see if there's been any commissions within the finance agreement that were not disclosed to you without your consent. If that's the case, lodge a complaint, and consumers don't need to do any more than that.
We've seen this before in the past when people are due compensation with PPI. And there were a lot of people out there who took advantage of that, who got in touch directly with people via email or on text and saying, we've got your details, you are entitled to this amount of money, get in touch with us now. There are always people out there who are going to take advantage of this.
That's right. And you will get scam texts, emails, social media will be bombarded with adverts sponsored by what are often referred to as ambulance chasers. These are the claims management companies. They make it sound appealing and easy, but it's easy to do yourself. You don't need to use these companies. It's the next PPI. That's the crux of it. And what we learned from the PPI scandal was a lot of people were unfairly ripped off by claims management companies, and they were scammed as well. So bear that in mind. Don't fall for any scam texts. Don't respond to any adverts on social media. You can do it all yourself. Look on the Financial Ombudsman Service website, and that clearly lays out what you need to do. What I would say is, if you haven't lodged a complaint yet or an inquiry, make sure you do so as soon as possible, because you've got those who have complained within the past 3 years of finding out there was a problem are eligible. And because this has only come to light in the past 12 to 18 months in the public domain, if you get a complaint lodged as soon as possible, you can retrospectively date your claim back to April 2007.
Some really good advice there, Scott. And I think the important takeaway here is, yes, if you do want more information on this, head to the Financial Ombudsman website. You can get all the information that you need there. Avoid, if you put it into a search engine, to Google or whatever you use, and Google this, yes, there will be people at the top of the list saying that they will do this for you. don't click on it. You can do it yourself. Use all the advice that you've listened to here, and hopefully you can get something back if this has affected you. Scott Dixon, great to chat to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Holly.
And just one more story from the week that we've been chatting about here, and it all started with a voice note.
Hi Holly, I thought this one was interesting and we could maybe take a quick look at it. Did you spot the story this week that there was an overpayment of £200 million in student loan repayments last year? The campaign group Save the Students is urging university graduates to check if they're affected and apply for a refund. Apparently it's really easy, so I'm going to have a go at it here, and I'm also going to see if I can find anyone else who's got some money back. Maybe you could have a look and see if you're due a refund as well.
So hilariously, I apparently did get a refund and forgot. So that's the end of that. I got an email back in 2022. And then I rang them up there, embarrassing. I was like, I was owed this in 2022 and I never followed it up. And they were like, it says your case is closed and you were paid. There it is in black and white. Yeah, I'm slightly embarrassed. Ringing up, giving out, but where's my money? Oh, it's in my account. Whoops.
At least you know, I suppose. I haven't had much luck here. I've been locked out of my account, so I can't check right now. That's great fun. But I have managed to find some people who did get some money back.
So I found out through a friend that it did it, and they said that they got money back. All I had to do was go into the student finance portal, click select a refund. I got an email saying I'm due £180, which is good. But it was really good that it was only like less than 5 minutes of work, like a few clicks and you got your money.
All I had to do was click request refund, and within a couple of days they emailed me with the amount that I was getting, which was £311. So it was really great, and a nice wee sum of money when you didn't expect it.
Luckily Google remembered my password, so logged me in. An email a couple of days later said that it was getting £600, and then a couple of days after that it was in my account, which was great.
So I actually received an email from the students' loan company saying that I could get a refund. It was dead easy. I just logged on to my account, followed the instructions in the email, clicked on request a refund, got an email immediately saying, they'd received my application and money would be in my account in the next 3 days. It was just dead quick.
Thank you for calling the Student Loans Company repayment line. This line is to help. You have entered an invalid option. If you still need help, please press 2.
Hi, how's it going? I was actually trying to log into my account and I realised that I don't have access to the email address that it's linked to, and I was hoping to try and get it redirected to a current email address. Okay, so that was pretty much as Mark, Lauren and Barry and Brittany told us. It was really easy to go through the process. In my case, I had to reactivate and get access to my old account, but I was able to pretty quickly, within 10 minutes, update my bank details, update my email address with the Students' Loans Company, and I now need to wait 24 hours to log on to see if I'm entitled to a refund. But there's one thing to be aware of before you request a refund. Even if you've overpaid, you're still paying off your loan, reducing the amount of money that you owe. So if you ask for a refund of that overpayment, you're asking for some of that money back. So that amount will get added back on to the total amount of money you still owe. It is worth considering that before you request a refund. Now, what's my password?
Well, we'll let Daniel try and work out his login details. There's nothing worse than that, though, getting locked out of your account. But it's great to get, a little bit of cash that you didn't know you had access to. So do let us know if you were able to get a refund of your student loan overpayments. Send us an email, cfb@bbc.co.uk, or perhaps you need a little bit of help. We are here to help.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.